So I actually started Redwood Publishing. I was kind of born out of the traditional publishing world. I used to work at a ghostwriting firm, and for a long time we were only getting manuscripts that we could very easily get signed off in the traditional world. And as self-publishing and indie publishing, DIY publishing, whatever you want to call it, sort of came to the front of everything, we found it harder and harder to get deals. And it had nothing to do with the quality of the writing or the quality of the story. It was just harder to sell into the traditional houses. And I said to my boss, we really should get into self-publishing because we have so many authors who have these wonderful stories to tell, and we help them write it or we edit it, and then they have nowhere to go. And so he said, okay, if you want to do that, then you do it and you figure it out. So for 3.5 years, I built out their entire self-publishing platform. I built out their team. I helped them find designers. I just tried to educate myself on everything that was self-publishing. And what I found when I did that were so many companies that just take advantage of authors that don't know what they're doing. So authors are ending up with books that are completely butchered, or authors don't feel educated, so their book goes out into the world, but they don't know where they're supposed to get royalties, they don't know how they're being paid, they don't know who's even selling their book, and I couldn't find answers. And so I thought, it seems like a hole in the market. And so I started Redwood Publishing to fill that hole and become the self-publishing, DIY publishing, indie publishing expert, and my aim was really to educate authors. And after doing that for about a year, I just started getting a lot of authors saying, Sarah, this is great and really wonderful. Thank you so much for your help, but I need someone to just do this for me. It's great that you're educating me on it, but I don't have time to do it. And so that's kind of how Redwood Publishing then was born. I started just doing everything for my authors, and making sure that everything got done the right way. And my goal with both the other company that I built the platform for and Redwood was to be able to create a book that when it's side by side with a traditionally published book, you wouldn't be able to tell whose was self-published and whose was traditionally published. I do work with both fiction and nonfiction. My specialty really comes into business books in the nonfiction world, so business, self-help, professional development. And then fiction, I've done some young adult books, which have been really fun projects. And I do a lot of memoirs and like family legacy leave behind type of books. I'm not opposed to working on other things. It just seems that those are the projects that seem to gravitate towards me. And I'm very honest with my authors. I don't take every book that comes my way. I really have to connect with the material and want to work on it as well, because I feel like it doesn't do the author any justice, and it doesn't do me any justice to be, trudging along on a project where you're like, I'm just not interested in it. So I always give everyone a free hour reading of their manuscript when they do want to potentially work with me. So that way we can both feel comfortable with the moving forward. 95% of the authors come to me with a manuscript that has already been written. Either they've hired someone to help them write it, they've hired a ghostwriter, or they've written it themselves. And their manuscript is like 95% done. And so they're really looking for like a final copy edit, or maybe even just a final proofread. And so I pick it up from there, and then I take it through the whole process: design, finalizing everything with distribution and printing, helping them make selections with printers, registering their book with all the copyright stuff, ISBN. I really do everything with them.